In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice have been given to all members of the governing body and the local source and the Westfield Leader, the two newspapers designated to receive such notice. The notice is also posted on the Borough Hall bulletin board. Let's stand for an invocation from Councilman Mortimer.
Before my invocation, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for former Councilman Werner Schoen, who served on this governing body for over 20 years. Dear Lord, please help us today in our deliberations so that we may help our borough of Mountainside. Please look after our uniformed personnel who are keeping us safe both here at home and abroad. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Martha, roll call, please.
Here.
Councilman Dierkes?
Here.
Councilwoman Fetch-Pacamo?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilman Mortimer?
Here.
Councilman Turner?
Here.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes for the regular session meeting on April 18th, 2017.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Call the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fetch-Pacamo?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the work session meeting on May 2nd, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Abstain?
Councilwoman Fetch-Pacamo?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Abstain.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have a proclamation for Navy veteran William Tomko. It's honoring him. He recently passed away. I'm not going to actually read the proclamation tonight because I'm going to read it and we're going to present it to his family at the Memorial Day service on the 29th. So I need a motion and a second for the proclamation.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, passes. So we'll present this to the family, and I'll read the entire proclamation at the Memorial Day service, which, again, I'll remind you, is on May 29th. Okay, next we have our resolutions. We're going to start with 58-2017. Glenn?
This resolution will allow the borough to renew our agreement and membership with the Morris County Cooperative Pricing Agreement for a term of 5 years from October 1st, 2016 through September 30th, 2021 for the purpose of purchasing contracts, materials, and supplies as part of shared services as allowed by law under NJSA 40A:11-11(5).
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fetch-Pacamo?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 59-2017. Renee?
Under NJSA 40A:5-4, this resolution will certify the governing body has received and reviewed the 2016 Annual Report of Audit, specifically the section entitled General Comments and Recommendations.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fetch-Pacamo?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Resolution 60-2017. This is having reviewed the 2016 audit report. This resolution will approve the corrective action plan as submitted by the borough's chief financial officer, Jill Good. Fortunately, this is the 8th year in a row without any recommendations from our auditors, so there's no corrective action that needs to be taken. I want to congratulate especially our Chief Financial Officer, Jill Good, and her staff for doing a very good job and continues to do a very good job as demonstrated by the 8 years that we've had no corrective actions recommended by our auditor. So I need a motion for that resolution.
So moved.
Need a
Second.
second, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andres?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 61-2017. Wendy?
Due to a cancellation of programs, Recreation Director Frank Masella recommends refunds be made to Roseanne Hirschberg in the amount of $150, Carolyn Jeremiah in the amount of $150.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andres?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 62-2017. Keith?
Resolution 62-2017, no longer having public need for the following two vehicles. This resolution permits our Borough Clerk, Martha Lopez, to place the following vehicles out for auction in the online bidding system known as Municibid. The first vehicle, if anybody out in TV land wants to own a piece of Mountainside, it's a 2010 Crown Victoria police car with only 80,670 miles. The vehicle can be seen, it's out back, right, Jim?
Yes, sir.
So if anybody wants to come out and do a quick inspection before they bid, they're more than welcome to do that, but bid high and bid often. The other one is a 2002 BMW 325i. This one has a few more miles, 167,735 miles. That was a confiscated vehicle. The Borough of Mountainside never purchased that vehicle. It wasn't our borough administrator's car or anything like that. So, that was a confiscated vehicle that the town doesn't need. Again, it's available to be looked at outside if somebody wants to look at it before you bid on it. But those two vehicles will be on www.unicibid.com.
For how long, Martha? How long are they online for?
It's gonna be on until the 26th.
Okay, we have a motion, we need a second.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andres?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 63-2017. Deanna?
Having already approved the 2017 budget, this resolution will authorize the borough's chief financial officer, Jill Good, to insert the amount of $25,000 as received for Senior Focus Grant from the County of Union, and that this revenue item is hereby excluded from the caps as allowed by law under NJSA 40A:4-87.
We have a motion, we need a second.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andres?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 64-2017. Renee?
Since 1974, the Borough of Mountainside has been a beneficiary of the Community Development Block Grant Program under the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. With the program in danger of elimination, this resolution demonstrates the support from Mountainside Mayor and Council for the continuation of this grant program.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andres?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 65-2017. Glenn?
This resolution will permit the fire chief, Anthony Pecorelli, to apply for the New Jersey State Volunteer Fire Assistance Grant Program, whereby this motion will agree to match 50% of the grant with in-kind services as allowed by the process.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andres?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 66-2017.
Resolution 66-2017, this resolution will authorize the borough's chief of police, Alan Adanasio, to apply for a New Jersey Department of Transportation 2016 Highway Safety Fund Grant Program under grant number HSF 2016 Mountainside Borough -00044. This grant was formerly known as the Safe Corridor Grant. So moved.
Have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitch Campbell?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have second reading with public input on ordinance 1255-2017. Keith?
Ordinance 1255-2017 is an ordinance establishing the regulations for the use of charitable clothing bins within the Borough of Mountainside. So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Now it's open for public input.
Seeing no, anybody? Seeing no public participation for this ordinance, I move that section be closed.
Second.
Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitch Campbell?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have another second reading. This is on ordinance 1256-2017. Glenn?
Bond ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements in, by, and for the Borough of Mountainside in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $1 million to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in the anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. It's open for public input.
Seeing no public participation for this ordinance as well, I move that section be closed.
Do you have a second to close it?
Second.
Okay, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitch Campbell?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yep.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have second reading with public input on ordinance 1257-2017. Wendy?
An ordinance providing licensing requirements for cats within the Borough of Mountainside.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's open for public input.
Nobody for the cat ordinance?
I think it's for the next one.
No? Yes?
There's another one.
No.
Okay. I move that, seeing no public participation, I move that section be closed.
We have a second?
Second.
Okay, poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitch Campbell?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have second reading on ordinance 1258-2017, again with public input. Deanna?
An ordinance limiting the number of cats and dogs as well as prohibiting the feeding of stray or feral cats in the Borough of Mountainside.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Now it's open for public input.
Just one at a time. Just state your name when you come up.
Address.
Name and address.
Okay, Julia Collins, 72 Georgia Street, Clark, New Jersey. I was reading your ordinance, and it says that the complainant resident, when such cat is trapped, the borough representative will inspect the animal for license tags or scan for identification of microchipping required by the borough code. On the Department of Health, they have a stipulation that if you're going out and doing a mass trapping, that the neighborhood and residents need to be made aware of this trapping, and I don't see that anywhere in your ordinance.
I think that specific provision, though, ma'am, only applies when someone makes a complaint. It's not, doesn't apply when there's mass trapping. If there is any kind of mass trapping, we certainly will notify the neighbors. We've done that in the past.
So in other words, if someone calls in a complaint on a particular resident, you don't let the resident know that they're going to go out and trap their cats?
I don't think that's the intent of the ordinance.
Well, that's what it says, if someone calls
If it's a
in.
violation, yes.
Right, so all the cats that have been TNR'd in Mountainside, if they're called in on a complaint, they will go to animal control,
Yes.
Yes.
and that money is, well, why I don't understand, but sorry for the cats.
Come on up, ma'am. Don't be bashful.
I didn't even read this.
Ma'am, why don't you come up, though, and give us your name and your address, and then you can...
I'm Ethel Ward, 1237 Poplar Avenue. I didn't read the ordinance, opened up the iPad, and someone had sent, that this was in the works. And I once trapped 10 cats when Dusty's closed. I've been here a long time. The problem is, you have cats, and they can be licensed, and I'm all for that. But my dog, now how many times I've gone in and gotten a second license because it falls off? The same thing with cats, and what I'm concerned is that a cat may go on someone's lawn, a complaint is made. You're going to be using staff chasing a cat or calling in someone? What happened to a program of trying to trap them, neuter them, and clip the ear, so that if there is a feral colony, by attrition, they either move on or they die. A feral cat doesn't live long out in the wilderness. It's an exception if they were around for 3 or 4 years. We have a lot of brooks. I live alongside a brook. I don't have any cats anymore, but a cat serves a purpose for the four-legged creatures we don't like to mention, mice, rats, okay? Is there any way of making or pursuing something more peaceful than talking about you're going to be sending somebody's pet who might be their pet for 10 years and having to track them down? Isn't there any way there could be some sort of compromise or get back into trying to do something to control these colonies?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, I don't know, we have an ordinance that we passed a number of months ago for TNR. We've performed TNR. We've bought in nonprofit organizations that have trapped, neutered, and brought back to at least 2 neighborhoods in Mountainside.
All right.
And I believe this ordinance is to prevent one of the neighbors that was notified went ahead and started continuing to feed the feral cats in violation of that other ordinance, which for some reason didn't cover the person
so
feeding.
In other words, there's a situation that needs to be addressed.
Yes, I don't know how many animals have been trapped, neutered, and their ears were cut. I want to say somewhere in the vicinity of like 40, I think, or somewhere around there.
Because I haven't kept up on a lot of this, but other communities have this program. Now, and when I did see it, I felt I had to come and just, express my feelings, because I would be devastated if my 20-year-old cat had gotten out and somehow I was scrounging around trying to find her. There's dog people, cat people. Some of us grew up having both, and there were strong feelings against cats. I know, when I used to trap them. And I did it with the borough sending me a letter, and I got traps, worked with Fanwood Animal Hospital, and took care of all the cats that were left in the snow after Dusty's. So things can be done. I just would hate to see people become very upset. And again, they will force, and they'll be expressing their upsetment to all of you. So anyway, thank you for clarifying. There is the trap and neuter, and hopefully.
I've done it, and I believe council will continue to do it.
You will? Well, if you need any volunteers, you have my name, besides planting flowers. But I just thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And there's something I'd like to add to that. I do know that if a cat is missing or a pet is missing, animal control holds on to it and hopes that it gets claimed.
That's the one you're contracting with?
Yes.
I've been in touch with them on certain things. Thank you.
state your name and address for the record.
Victoria Walney, 1603 Grass Lane. I just simply want to second what the lady before said and express my appreciation for trap, neuter, and release efforts. And I also would be willing to help out if help is needed in that effort.
Okay, great, thank you.
Helen Walney, 1603 Grouse Lane. And I agree with everything the other people said about the cats. I just want to mention, I think prohibiting the feeding of stray or feral cats is ridiculous. How can you regulate feeding a cat? How can you prohibit that? Are you going to allotting officials looking into this? Are you going to do this in the middle of the night? Are you going to waste manpower? I don't understand it. I think that's ridiculous. Just like you can't prohibit feeding birds, how can you prohibit feeding cats? I don't understand. I don't think it's worth the manpower sending people out looking into investigating feeding feral cats.
Thank you.
Cheryl Spatz, Spruce Drive in Mountainside. On that note, because I do take care of a feral colony, they're all fixed. Myself have fixed and paid for 50 cats to get done there, and I've also taken out approximately 24 kittens. Found homes for them, found rescues to take them. But feeding is a very important part of what I do also, because those cats have lived there their whole lives. They don't bother anybody. No one complains. The person that owns the property is totally on board with it. And I feed those cats. And those cats never miss a meal, and they never have to wander off looking for food. So I think that you should take into consideration that for people like me, and there are many responsible colony managers that do what we have to do. We fix them. When they need to go to the doctor, I trap them again. I take them to the vet. If they need to be euthanized because I can see that they're sick, I'll trap them, and I've had 5 euthanized because it was their time. So I think that you have to make an exception so that I'm not a criminal, because it would be kind of silly, because I'm going to do it, of course, no matter what. I love these cats. I went from fixing 50 and I'm down to less than 10. So it shows that TNR does work, but you have to give the person that's doing it the freedom to not have to hide, not have to, be scared what you're doing, that you're going to get ticketed, because I've heard from people in other communities where the feeder does get heavily ticketed, and, it becomes a real problem. But I'm doing free animal control for my landlord and for the town. And I take full responsibility for everything with these cats. And I think that there's many people out there like me. I know that there's a few people that just feed willy-nilly, and I'm on board that that's a problem too, because that makes more cats, and that's a problem for all of us. But I just hope you'll consider not having a feeding ban, because I think that's kind of cruel. Well, I think it's real cruel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, when we TNR, we allow the feeding.
You do?
Yes.
Then we don't have a problem. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. So the other question I have, because I was here for the meetings when the talk of the TNR ordinance was going on. Am I supposed to be registering somewhere with somebody? Because I never really heard anything further about it other than the TNR ordinance had passed, and then I just heard about this today. So I didn't know how these were affected, but is there an official thing in the town where?
Martha, that would be you. Did she contact you?
Board of Health.
So, okay, great, thank you.
Most of these types of things are complaint-driven.
Yes, I know.
So it's neighbors telling on other neighbors.
And I know one of the
We're not gonna have the police department
Yeah.
go out and look for people,
Right.
you know,
Well, they've been very,
under
they ride by me.
under the, you know,
Right, yes. But
cover
where
of,
I am,
under
everyone's
the
on
cover
board.
of night, trying to catch somebody, you know, feeding a cat.
Right.
That would be a little unrealistic
Right,
to,
yeah, I
to
understand
think that
that.
that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
But unfortunately, some of these colonies, because they're not managed properly, do get out of hand, and it becomes not only a nuisance for the neighbor, but it's not healthy for the cats.
Yeah,
It
I
really
get
isn't
that.
unhealthy for, you know, for
Right.
the cats. And,
Yeah, no, I understand
you know,
the
I
pros
think,
and cons of.
I think most of us are animal lovers that, you know, sit up here, and we don't, except for Messler, and we don't wanna see, we don't wanna see any harm come to the cats.
Right.
We're trying to help them, that's why we wanted to do, you know,
Right.
the catch, neuter, and release.
Well, I'm proud of Mountainside for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no further public interest, I move that section be closed.
You have a second to close?
Second.
All the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zierke?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fitch Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Scarpelli?
Yes.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the appointment of Jacob Pecorelli and Nico Pecorelli as volunteer firefighters.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. Glenn, bills and claims.
Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the following bills of the persons named and for the amounts stated below, having been duly audited and found to be correct this 16th day of May, 2017, the same be paid after council's review if and when funds are available, and that the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign and deliver warrants for same. Total $267,112.81.
We have a motion to pay
Second.
the bills. We have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zierke?
Yeah, yes.
Councilwoman Fitch Councilman?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Scarpelli?
Yes.
Okay, next we have any council comments.
If I may, I think on behalf of all of us, our condolences to the Schoen family on the loss of Werner. Not only an important member of the governing body and many other activities around town, but an all-around good person. And he's sorely be missed by certainly the folks up here, and I'm sure the folks in the town as well.
Any other council comments?
Memorial Day parade. Parade, you want to announce?
Yes, I'll announce it. The Memorial Day Parade is on Memorial Day. It will start at 11:30.
11:30 is the ceremony.
11:30 is the ceremony at Constitution Plaza and our new Mountainside Veterans Memorial. I would encourage everyone to come down. The memorial turned out to be spectacular. Like I said, we will be reading the resolution for Mr. Tomko. I think there will be some other interested people to come there to congratulate and commemorate Bill's life. After that, we will have our parade, which will go down Bridle Path, down Central Avenue, down Wood Valley to Central Avenue, and then it'll wind up at the church where we have our annual picnic. So I encourage everyone to come down for the ceremony, especially bring the young kids, because a lot of them think it's a day off from school and they can eat a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers, and that's not really what the day is all about. I think if you bring them down there, they'll begin to understand what really Memorial Day is about. I would also encourage the whole community to come out along the parade route to encourage the veterans and all the other participants in the parade. I know I believe it's the Boy Scouts will be putting flags along the entire route. It's a really another great community event in Mountainside. I think this is our 6th year, Deanna. This is our 6th year. and it only gets bigger and bigger each year. It's a proud way for Mountainside to commemorate our veterans that we've lost with the sacrifice of their lives to maintain the freedoms that we have here. And it also is to commemorate all the veterans that are still around. I don't think they get enough pats on the back, especially in the times that we live in now. So I would encourage everyone to come out and come to the ceremony, and certainly line the parade route to show Mountainside support for our veterans. Okay, any other council comments?
Nope.
We have audience participation, if anyone else would like to say anything else. Hello.
Lone, and I'm new to the area, 251 Hickory Lane. And I've noticed there's a lot of cars that are parked outside of my house from, say, 7 in the morning to 7 and 8 at night. At least 7 cars each time. And I see there's a sign on Birch Hill Road that says 4-hour maximum parking. So I just want to raise that issue here.
Jim, go ahead.
Mayor, I actually had a call with a gentleman that lives on your street, and I had told him just get like a little petition, which you could do, and have all the neighbors sign it, bring it, send it to me or drop it off at Town Hall, and bless you, and we will process it, providing everybody agrees. We'll have to put up some signs, a few signs in the neighborhood, and we will extend that ordinance. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Chief, it's 4-hour parking, I think? It limits that to 4-hour parking. But the neighbors have to be aware that they can only park there for 4 hours during the week.
Right.
Naturally, Saturday and Sunday it's exempt. But we have seen the additional cars parked there day after day. Seems to be getting worse.
It's getting worse, and just in the last few weeks. And, you know, sometimes when I'm pulling out, I have a cousin who has a wheelchair, so she has a large car to get in and out. And she can't even get out of my driveway because the cars across the street and right next door are it's difficult for her to maneuver her car when she comes to visit me.
I live up the block from you, and I saw you trying to pull out your driveway, and we're here tonight.
Did you
Yes,
really?
And I just said it to him before we had the meeting.
Oh,
So
that was you?
yeah. So yeah, I didn't mean to beep at you.
I was just trying to be cautious.
No, I know, but it was right behind your driveway, the car. I saw it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But we just want to be sure that everybody on the street is all together on the.
Okay.
on
So how many petitions? Like just
one
block?
petition, just have them all sign it, that we, the
On that
undersigned, would
block.
like to
Okay.
prohibit parking Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Or you can call my office. My name is Jim Debbie.
Okay.
Welcome to Mountainside. Call my office and I'll help you out. I'll type it up and
Thank you.
I'll give it to you and just
Okay.
go around and sign up. That's what the other streets had done.
Oh,
And
I
it just
see.
seems that the commuter parking is getting larger and
Yes,
larger
yes.
and larger.
Okay.
And
Thank
all our spaces have been rented down here. I think we're gonna start parking them up at Keith's house. He's gonna rent
Yes,
Ah,
if
that's a
on
good.
Bridle Trail.
I have a U-shaped driveway, so if anybody wants to contact
Take
me.
everybody.
My agent, Mr. Debbie, will tell you what we're charging. Or you can see Mr. White, he's also in charge.
Yes, he'll
Well,
rent his
thank you for
space.
telling me how to proceed. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank
No
you.
problem.
Thank you.
Funny, you just don't.
Okay, any other participation? Okay, so at this point, we need a motion. We have no exec tonight, correct?
No, sir.
Okay, so we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, so moved, we're adjourned.